There we go. Good evening, volleyball fans, and welcome to Division 5 WIAA Sectional semifinal between the Laconia Spartans and the Nekoosa Papermakers. Joining me here up in the broadcast booth is Jordan King from the Flyway Focus. Jordan, thanks for joining me here on the broadcast.
You bet, Jeff. Glad to be here tonight. This is a good one. I mean, obviously, it's two number one seeds. From here on out, if you're Laconia, you're going to play number one seeds. It starts tonight, including one of the best players that they're going to see this season in Samuel Hughes from Nekoosa, who is one of the best players in the state of Wisconsin. You know, this morning I'm doing my research for tonight's game, and I see 519 kills.
Yikes.
For the top offensive player for Nekoosa, Samuel Hughes. She plays all the way around. She's a four-year varsity player. I almost thought this had to be a typo. 519 kills. Obviously, you know, you look at as good as Laconia's been all season long, Laconia has to spread things out. And we'll talk about this throughout the pregame show. Nekoosa is kind of a one-trick pony this year. I don't want to undersell the rest of their players.
Sure.
But look, Hughes is the person you have to look out for. She's got 519 kills. They've set her 1,275 times.
So a few times.
1,275 times. Are you kidding me?
Right.
You know, Laconia's top kills leader is Addie McCauley, Ava Engel. Both of them have right around 200 kills. So I saw 519. I'm thinking this has got to be a typo. It's number 6 in the state of Wisconsin. It's number 125 nationally.
Wow.
In terms of kills leaders. Now, again, she's had a ton of opportunities, but she does swing at like a 220 clip, which is very, very good. So Laconia's going to have to watch out for her tonight. She's versatile. She can get up at the net. Incredible athlete. And look, Laconia's going to have to be on their game tonight with their block, which they're usually good at. But it's going to be a good one here tonight. Nekoosa, their setter as well, Aubrey Borboom. She's got, 739 assists. You know you're a quality setter if you can achieve that mark. And then both Borboom and Hughes are really good at the service line. Both have more than 50 kills this year. So, look, I think it's going to be a good one. Nekoosa hasn't been ranked all season long, so I'm sure they feel disrespected.
Right.
Laconia felt disrespected early on. They didn't get ranked until week 3 or 4 in the
Actually,
poll.
week 5. I could not believe it.
Okay, week 5.
Yeah.
Part of that was because Laconia didn't go to any preseason tournaments.
Right.
So they just didn't play that many games early on. However, now the Spartans are ranked number 5 in the state. They're trying to set up a game against either La Crosse Aquinas or Cuba City. That other sectional is loaded. The other side of the sectional was absolutely loaded. The 4 seed over there was Richland Center, who took Aquinas to 5 sets last Saturday. Yeah. Richland Center is an honorable mention top 10 team in the state.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that side of the bracket.
It's unbelievable the talent that was over there. So, but Laconia's got to take care of business. This side was easily the weaker side. But look, if that's going to be the case, then you got to take care of business. That's what they're going to try to do tonight against the good Nekoosa team.
We'll step aside here. We'll hear from some of our sponsors, and then we'll be back here listening to Jeff Sauer along with Jordan King here on the Werner Harmson pregame show. We'll be back after these messages here on Jeff's live stream.
Starting from a blank slate, Thrivent came into my life at a time that I really needed it. Thrivent helped me feel confident and create opportunities to be more giving. I think my husband would be very proud, but I'm proud of myself because I've educated myself and I kind of learned that maybe I could have been doing this all along.
Jonathan Leonard here. Good luck to all the teams headed towards state. Thanks. God bless.
The CWC Athletic Booster Club is proud to support this broadcast. The CWC Athletic Booster Club is a not-for-profit organization made up of CWC athlete family members and friends of the school. The club's goals are to support improvements of the CWC athletic facilities and programs.
When my husband passed, I needed direction on my finances. I felt like I was starting from a blank slate. Thrivent came into my life at a time that I really needed it. Thrivent helped me feel confident and create opportunities to be more giving. I think my husband would be very proud, but I'm proud of myself because I've educated myself, and I kind of learned that maybe I could have been doing this all along.
Jonathan Leonard here. Good luck to all the teams headed towards state. Thanks. God bless.
PT Tire and Service is a family-owned business that invests in you and your family. From one family to another, safe travels and seamless automotive maintenance makes every trip a great trip. PT Tire and Service, serving Central Wisconsin with excellence for over 20 years. Call 920-346-TIRE for all your automotive needs. PT Tire and Service, Brandon. No job too big or too small. PT Tire and Service in Brandon does it all. Call today 920-346-TIRE.
Welcome back here to Portage. Jordan, I know you got some further information about some of these teams.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why we're playing in Portage, this is usually not a neutral site round, right? Lacrosse Aquinas tonight is playing at home against the number 2 seed Cuba City. It's Cuba City, a 2 seed.
Yeah.
Ranked number 3 in the state, they're a 2 seed. Anyways, like you said, we'll get to that in a little bit. I don't want to belabor any points here, but the reason this was a split sectional, so Nekoosa's side and Laconia's side, if this would have been seeded all together, Laconia would have been the 1 seed, by the way, which, this would have been at the pit, which Laconia would have loved. But you would have had some really long distances for opening and second round games, and that's the WIAA in soccer and volleyball really try to avoid that.
Right.
In football, they don't care. And I don't think they should care for any sport, but, anyways, here we are. So it's a neutral site, and, with 2 good teams, I think the sectional semifinal round, it's fine for this to be a neutral site. But, you can probably see out of the corner of the camera there, pretty much everyone in Rosendale is showing up. We're still way before game time here. Still got, 15, 20 minutes before game time, and a lot of Laconia fans, and there's also some Laconia fans on the near side. That's where their students are. So there's a lot of, it's going to feel like a home game, I think, tonight here for Laconia, even though we are a neutral site Portage. But we talked about the 2 big the 2 big players for Nekoosa, their setter Aubrey Borboom, and then their outside Sammy Hughes. Hughes is going to play all the right way around. She also leads the team in digs, and as we mentioned, she's second in service aces. So she does a lot of different things for Nekoosa. She's not just someone that sits in the front row and gets swings every single time, but as we mentioned, they're going to run a lot of this offense through Hughes. For Laconia, Addie McCauley, Ava Engel, those are the 2 outsides to watch. Peyton Morgan really lit things up in this regional final against St. Mary Catholic, and I got the feeling that was Peyton Morgan saying, we're not ending the season here in this round. And very impressed with Peyton Morgan. She had 7 kills on Saturday, and one of the best right sides you're going to see. Laconia, one of the things that makes Laconia a tricky team to play against is that 2 players in their starting lineup, Tierney Madigan and Peyton Morgan on the right side and Madigan in the middle, they're both lefties, and especially with Madigan, a lefty middle is not something you see very often, and it certainly throws teams off when they set up that middle block, which is usually a double block, and Madigan has a unique way to get around that. It takes teams a little bit of time to adjust. Madigan, by the way, is the blocks leader for Laconia. She has 47 this year. On the other side, Laura Kaler has 30 for Nekoosa. So we look down the list. Aubrey Leonard leads Laconia with 271 digs. I think Leonard and this defense, Emma Bone back on this roster this year. Josie Basler's had some nice matches as well. She comes in and serves quite a bit for Laconia. The serve receive and the defense has really improved for Laconia this year, and that's part of the reason they're playing tonight, and it's part of the reason they went home last year against St. Mary's Springs. So it's something they don't feel perfect about. They don't feel great about it yet, but it's something that they've continued to improve on, talking about serve receive, and Aubrey Leonard, the libero, has been a big part of that. Mariska Keys is the leader in aces with 67. Laconia serves the ball about as good as anyone you're going to see, and Keys is part of that. She's also the leading setter, 535 assists for her so far this season. So she's really settled into a role that preseason, it could have been her, it could have been Palenklotsky, and quite frankly, if things aren't going well, that's a nice luxury for Coach Weiss to be able to turn to Klotsky. You can see her out there; she's warming up right now from her setting spot, and it would, that's a luxury to have, to be able to turn to someone with that much experience, with that many statistics, that many assists over the course of her career. Is obviously a massive luxury for Coach Weiss should she need that. Now, all that being said, she hopes she doesn't need that and things just run smoothly offensively. A couple of other names to just pick out. We talked about Engel, we talked about McCauley, talked about Madigan, but how about Finley Morgan this year, a sophomore, and Morgan's been really, really good coming in the middle. And I thought at the Lake Country Lutheran tournament, and Mariska Keys also thought this, there were a couple of times where Finley Morgan you could see it. She started to get confident, and that was the last piece for her. She's got the talent, she's got the athleticism, she's got the quickness. She just needs to believe in herself, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. But again, she has done a fantastic job all year. All of these seniors, if I remember correctly, Jordan, when I counted the roster, I believe that there's 8
seniors. Yep.
8 seniors here, and you may have mentioned that already, but that's absolutely an incredible number of seniors to have as part of your program.
It is, and we were talking about serve receive just a second ago, and Emma Bone comes back this year. She didn't play last year. She's a very good softball player. It's part of that state runner-up team in softball in the spring. And her back this year, can't overstate,
right.
What that's meant for Laconia in terms of just getting into their offense. Because once they get into the offense, you just take your pick. You can go opposite to Peyton Morgan. She's she's swinging as good as anyone is on this team right now. Laconia sweeps a number 2 seed, St. Mary Catholic, on Saturday. And Addie McCauley, their best player, had 4 kills. That just tells you how good this team is.
Right.
If Nekoosa has a night where Hughes comes out and if she ends the night tonight with 4 kills, it's going to be a sweep for Laconia. Laconia can survive their best player having 4 kills. No other team, or very few other teams in this division, can have that happen and still come out with a sweep, let alone a win. And so that's something that. Obviously a big luxury for Coach Weiss. You just saw Addie McCauley on this near side just hammer one down. She looks locked in here tonight, and that's what I'm looking forward to. The stage, obviously, this is the first time volleyball has gotten to this stage, but none of these girls are going to be fazed by this at all because they've played in so many big games, whether it's softball or basketball, you name it. The lights will not be too bright here tonight for Laconia. You can mark my words on that.
I'm hoping so as well, Jordan. I kind of feel the same way, but my one fear in this whole situation tonight is pressure. They're still kids, and the pressure that they feel to have to try and make it to state. I mean, they have said over and over, anything less does not feel like they've reached their potential. So my concern is, have they been pushed enough in 5 setters? The only one that I really saw was Kewaskum, and that was the only one, and they lost that one, and that was before Kewaskum was ranked. Now, should Kewaskum have been ranked?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Should Laconia have been ranked at the time? Definitely. Kewaskum was immediately afterwards. I think that loss even pushed Laconia further down the list in the coaches' minds. It took them a little bit further to recover. But that is the only thing that I am concerned about as I'm thinking about how is this contest going to go.
Yeah, and that's a good point. In my opinion, I believe Laconia is well tested. But you're right. They have not gone to many 5-setters because they've just been so darn dominant. But they've played some really good teams. They've gone out. They've challenged themselves in some tournaments. They played at Oshkosh North with some D1 teams.
Yep. I'm not saying they haven't. They played a heavily loaded schedule.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, but you're right. If this thing goes to 5, can you take the deep breath? Can you slow your, can you, all of those things that they talk about,
Right.
can you do that? My inkling would be yes.
Yeah, you're right.
But you bring up a good point. And by the way, Nekoosa has played a really tough schedule as well. So you look at their record on the season, 21-13. They've played a tough schedule as well. They've had to play La Crosse Aquinas. Their conference is not strong at all, so they did lose a conference game. That was disappointing. First time, by the way, in 23 years that Nekoosa won their conference.
Yeah.
And it's very good. They've played a good schedule, but their conference is not good. Just a couple of Mineral Point is ranked. Aquinas has been ranked over the course of the season. Columbus Catholic is a good program. They've played Holman, which is a D1 team. They've played Eau Claire Memorial, so they've played big teams. But they've pushed themselves, just like Laconia
Right.
has. Just like any team that you feel like has a chance. They've given themselves some tried to get into those tournaments where you see some schools that maybe you otherwise wouldn't see.
Absolutely. I think we'll step aside here. We'll get a couple runs of our sponsors here, and we'll be back. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here with Jordan King here on the pregame show for the Division III sectional semifinal here at Portage High School. We'll be back.
King Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class buildings and canopies. In fact, there are thousands of them in use across America and in the Caribbean. We have also produced and developed many other steel products for use in retail, commercial, and industrial applications, such as building fascia, loading racks, wall panel systems, and much more. Our design record attests to our dedication to quality and customer satisfaction. King Manufacturing, from design to completion. Come visit us today and discover the ease of your next home renovation. At Werner Harmsen, we offer a wide variety of furniture to suit any style and budget. Our selection includes sofas, chairs, tables, and more from classic to contemporary. Our pieces are crafted from high-quality materials. Looking for a statement piece or something more understated? We have something for everyone. The team at Werner Harmsen is here to help. Whether you're looking for design advice, product information, or support with your project, we're just a message away. Stop in and say hi at 116 East Main or call at 920-324-5091 or check us out on social media.
When my husband passed, I needed direction on my finances. I felt like I was starting from a blank slate. Thrivent came into my life at a time that I really needed it. Thrivent helped me feel confident and create opportunities to be more giving. I think my husband would be very proud, but I'm proud of myself because I've educated myself and I kind of learned that maybe I could have been doing this all along.
Jonathan Leonard here. Good luck to all the teams headed towards state. Thanks. God bless.
PT Tire and Service is a family-owned business that invests in you and your family. From one family to another, safe travels and seamless automotive maintenance makes every trip a great trip. PT Tire and Service serving Central Wisconsin with excellence for over 20 years. Call 920-346-TIRE for all your automotive needs. PT Tire and Service Brandon. No job too big or too small. PT Tire and Service in Brandon does it all. Call today 920-346-TIRE.
Welcome back here to Portage. Whoa, sorry about the echo. I left my ads button on. Welcome here to Portage as we're getting ready here for this contest between the Laconia Spartans and the Nekoosa Papermakers. Jordan, you've done a great job talking about these teams so far. You want to talk about how they've gotten here?
Yeah, so as we mentioned, this was what they call a split regional. So you know, you have your whole sectional, and at the top half of the sectional, and we can talk about that in a little bit or down the road tonight. Aquinas, Cuba City, that's where they are. Down at the bottom half of the sectional, usually you seed it, you know, 1 through 9 or 1 through 10 or however many teams you have in there. This obviously was a 10-team sectional, and they split it up. So it was a split regional because they didn't want these long round 1 and round 2 games. In football, they'll let you go anywhere. In soccer and volleyball, they try to keep you close to home. So usually when you're in this sectional that includes the western part of the state, you got to make, sometimes you have these split regionals. So Laconia down at the bottom of this sectional, they were the 1 seed and took down WIAA Fremont there, you see, in a sweep. Meanwhile, St. Mary Catholic beat Amherst, a little bit of an upset there. An upset seed-wise. I think, you know, St. Mary Catholic ended up being the lower seed simply because they played a tougher schedule, in my opinion. I thought they were probably better than Amherst, not having seen either team, just kind of looking at schedules and resumes. But that's what you get sometimes when you go to seeding meetings. And depending on who's at the seeding meetings, there's certainly politics involved there. Laconia then took care of St. Mary Catholic in a dominant display to win a regional championship. The first time any of these players on this team have won a regional title. Almost seems impossible that that's the truth, but it certainly is. And then at the top, there was just 5 teams, Westfield and Partyville. Partyville took care of Westfield in a sweep. And then you had Poynette beat Adams Friendship in 5. Nekoosa swept Partyville, and then Nekoosa in 4 sets took down Poynette. Poynette usually has a lot of talent, by the way. Like Poynette's, especially on the girls' side, their athletic department is very, very talented. So anyways, there you go. That sets up tonight's matchup between the 2 number 1 seeds, Laconia Spartans and the Nekoosa Papermakers.
We'll step aside here as we get ready here for the national anthem. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here with Jordan King here on Jeff's live stream. We'll be back.
Enjoying the Wisconsin snowfall, snowmobiling, traveling, or just driving up and down your driveway, enjoy every day worry-free. Call PT Tire and Service for all your automotive and recreational needs. Call 920-346-ORM-TIRE.
Come visit us today and discover the ease of your next home renovation. At Werner Harmsen, we offer a wide variety of furniture to suit any style and budget. Our selection includes sofas, chairs, tables, and more from classic to contemporary. Our pieces are crafted from high-quality materials. Looking for a statement piece or something more understated? We have something for everyone. The team at Werner Harmsen is here to help. Whether you're looking for design advice, product information, or support with your project, we're just a message away. Stop in and say hi at 116 East Main or call at 920-324-5091 or check us out on social media.
We've always been a family that thinks about spend, save, give. It was refreshing to find a financial company that echoed that mentality.
With Thriven, it's more than just about gaining financial confidence. It's about how you can use your resources to create change in your community. It's been a relationship that's created a whole exponential amount of good.
Jonathan Leonard here. Good luck to all the teams headed towards state. Thanks. God bless.
Welcome back here to Portage High School as we get ready here for the starting lineups of these 2 teams.
By the way, in case you were wondering, Laconia, because they come first in the alphabet, if you say the alphabet back at home, they're the home team. That's how you break ties in the WIAA when you're seated the same thing. They used to do that, by the way. They used to do that with uniforms. They used to just say, if you're the first team, you wear your dark uniform. If you're the second team, you wear. They used to do that all the way through, not just
Morgan, zoom in a little bit. Thank you.
With the neutral site. So kind of interesting there.
You want to go through? I didn't get those starting lineups. I don't know if you can catch their numbers from up here, Jordan, or not.
Yeah, we'll grab them as we go through here. I'm just going to listen for the libero from Nekoosa because
Gotcha.
they don't have a number 2 on their roster.
Yeah.
So obviously they use their libero jersey. If you don't, well, let me grab this really quick here, Jeff. Mackenzie Woodard is the libero. She's usually number 19. If you don't have a libero that plays libero every time, like Aubrey Leonard plays libero every single match for Laconia.
Running a 5-1 or a 6-2, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it, or if you're just you're just varying things up with your libero. Usually you just have a libero uniform, so that's number 2, and that's going to be Mackenzie Woodard. The other starters for Nekoosa, number 3 is Laura Kaler. She's the middle, as we talked about, leads the team in blocks. 7 is Aubrey Borboom, the setter, has over 750, or close to 750 assists this year. Number 8 is Samaya Hughes, the outside hitter, 519 kills for Samaya Hughes. Hallie Anderson is another outside, wears number 9. Number 12 is a junior middle, Elizabeth Ward. Number 24 is Rylan Olson. She is a defensive specialist and a sophomore. And then we told you about libero, Mackenzie Woodard. For Laconia, same old, same old. They got Emma Bone is starting number 4. She's defensive specialist for Laconia. Number 5 is Mariska Keys, the setter. Number 7 is Tierney Madigan, a middle. Number 9 is Finley Morgan, another middle. Number 8, Peyton Morgan, senior right side. And Addie McCauley is the senior left side with the libero, Aubrey Leonard. Now you'll notice, not in the announced starting lineup, but Ava Engel is going to be out there starting for Laconia. So obviously when you have the switching of the libero and things like that, sometimes the announced starters don't always end up out there. And it also depends on if you win the coin flip and you get the first serve. So, all right, Jeff, we're about 25 seconds away. Let's get this thing rolling.
I am excited
here at
about
Portage
this.
High School.
Did I run off 2 copies of the roster? Did I only run off 1?
You got 2. Well,
oh, perfect.
I'll
Then
throw
I might
one
be able
over
to
here to you.
Might be able to call a couple of names here every once in a while.
You bet. Once again, the Laconia. There you go.
Thank
Laconia Spartans. On the year, just the 2 losses, 1 to Kewaskum. We talked about that early on. And then they lost in the tournament at Lake Country Lutheran. I saw just the end of the match against Notre Dame. They lost in 3, 2-1. And that one could have gone either way. And if Laconia wins that one, I'm not so sure they wouldn't be ranked in the top 3 in the state. Not that that matters anymore. Rankings throw them out.
Right.
What the coaches feel doesn't matter. All right, here goes. Laconia won the toss. They got the serve, and it goes straight to Borboom, and a tip over. Laconia deals with it well. And they a little bit out of system there as Keys had to pick up the dig, and a good job there from Leonard under the net, and a point for Nekoosa as Leonard was a little bit loose there with the pass to get them into system. And it's a 1-0 lead for the Papermakers. Back to serve Hallie Anderson, one of their outside hitters. Good serve from Anderson. Keys looks to the near side. Bone's going to have to give a free one to Nekoosa. And here's the first chance for Samaya Hughes, dug up by Bone. And it's going to be a chance for McCauley. Here she finds the middle back. And McCauley gets going early, and that's a good sign for Laconia after she was, by her lofty standards, quiet in the regional final. And McCauley straight back to serve as well. She's got 60-plus service aces as well for the Spartans. Here's another chance for Hughes. Dug up that time by Leonard, and a swing for the left-handed middle, Tierney Madigan. And Keys goes to the opposite side this time, cross court for Morgan. Dug up well there, and another chance for Hughes. She goes straight down the net, cross court, and that angle is impossible to stop if she can hit it. She got it that time. 2-1 Papermakers. First kill of the night for Hughes. She's had matches so far this season. Here's an ace as well for Laura Kaler. And a good start for Nekoosa. Hughes has had matches so far this season where she has been north of the 40 kill mark.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
She swung 69 times in a match earlier this year.
Yeah, wow.
How does your arm not fall off? Kaler has a service ace, and you always got to balance that. You know, I always look when a player has, here's another kill for Hughes. When a player has a lot of aces, I always like to look, what's their service percentage? Because you'll find a lot of aces, but you'll find a lot of them that serve it at about 70%. That's not what you, you know, you're not a good server in that regard. So here's another chance for Nekoosa to build on what is a 4-2 lead here in this first set. Chance for Ava Engel. Her first swing is way deep. And a couple of mistakes here early for Ava Engel. She was not able to return the service ace from Kaler a couple of minutes ago, and now blasts this one long. 5-2 lead here early, and Borboom stays at the service line. Here's Keys looking to Morgan down the line, and there's Peyton Morgan, her first kill of the evening. And again, you're just not used to seeing the couple of lefties that Laconia has. That's what makes Morgan so good on that opposite side. 5-3. Josie Basler into the game to serve. She's kind of a service specialist. She's not tremendous defensively, and that time straight down for Hughes. She's cooking early. 3 kills, Jeff, already for Samaya Hughes.
You talked about it in the pregame, Jordan, that they got to have an answer. Right now, they're not getting enough block in front of her to stop her on the attack.
Yeah, and we've seen her go down the line. We've seen her go cross court. She's just a very polished player. Good tip here from Finley Morgan, and it might get a free one. It will for Laconia. McCauley, Keys, now looking to the middle to Morgan again. That time, just a little bit out of sync was Laconia, and going to get a lift here. And it's a 7-3 lead early on for Nekoosa. And that time, feeding Finley Morgan a couple of times, and here is a service error for Hughes. So 2 service errors of Laconia's 4 points. 2 of them have been free ones from Nekoosa. And Laconia doesn't need much help. You got to be good if you are playing against the Spartans. Here's the tip. Basler's right behind it. Looking to this near side with McCauley. Her second swing of the night is a good one, and she's got kill number 2 of the night. So Laconia back within a pair and starting to feed McCauley a little bit, which is absolutely a good idea. Here's Ava Engel, knuckling serve. It's a good one, and Laconia should have an opportunity here. McCauley is going to have a chance. She had an overhand attack from a standing position that time, and Laconia's block was late. And Brooklyn Hoffman off the bench, and she hammers one down on the right side. That time, a good job by Borboom. She kind of fooled Laconia. You know, McCauley was going to the middle to set up a double block there, and she went to her right side. This one's at the net. McCauley tips it, and Hughes able to save it for Nekoosa. See if they can get Morgan going here in the middle. She gets it to go. Finley Morgan looks to the far side, and the libero, Mackenzie Woodard, couldn't handle it. Back within 2. Laconia did a nice job here, Jeff, to just settle into this thing. They're back within 2. And if they can keep serving like they are, just keep putting pressure on Nekoosa, see what they can do. That one is another point for the Spartans on the hitting error from Brooklyn Hoffman. So the Spartans trail 8-7 here in this first set of a sectional semifinal. Another good one. This one just a fraction out from Finley Morgan. I like that. I think if you're Coach Weiss, you're okay. You know, you never want the error to happen, but she's got a smile on her face down there. I think she's okay because that one was quite close. And it's Hoffman back to serve, and another error. Something to keep an eye on here early is Nekoosa's service errors. They have 3 of them, which has really helped Laconia stay in this thing.
3 points, you just can't. We talk about this all the time on our broadcasts. You cannot do this in tournament series, give away points.
So it's Keys back to serve once again. And a swing on the far side is popped up. Leonard gets to it, and they're going to look to McCauley yet again. McCauley with the tip. And that one's dealt with rather easily. Back row set to Hughes, and a good job by Leonard to get there. And they're not going to be able to set Hughes this time. She was in front of that 6-foot line. Can the Spartans get a swing? They can with McCauley. Borboom looks to her middle. Block there from Tierney Madigan. And another one going to the back row with Hughes. This time Laconia able to get their defense set. Go right side. This time Morgan to the middle of the court. She's got it. And we're tied here at Portage High School, 9-9. And Morgan's already up to 2 kills. Peyton Morgan, that is. Finley's got 1. And Laconia will continue to serve. They were down by as many as 4 in this first set early on, and have battled their way back to level 9-9. And another block from Madigan. Madigan has gotten up. She leads the team in blocks. Here's Morgan, and a chance for Leonard. She's got to give a free one. She does so. Hughes deals with it. Borboom looks to the far side. A swing there, and a kill for Hallie Anderson.
Hallie Anderson, point Nekoosa.
A little bit more unsung of a player for Nekoosa, but still talented. They have a couple of players that have in the hundreds of kills. Hallie Anderson is one of them.
Yeah, good work there as a team.
And Anderson right back to serve. Good one there. And Laconia a little bit out of sync here, but McCauley doesn't need much, and a free one coming for the Spartans. Bone digs it up. They're going back to Morgan. Morgan looks cross court, and Nekoosa's underneath it. Hughes. And Hughes finds a spot. Samaya Hughes, kill number 4, is a good swing. And again, Hughes didn't even have to jump on that one. She's just got such good touch. Able to find a soft spot in that Laconia defense on the cross court. McCauley digs it up. They're going to go straight back to Addie McCauley, and she finds a spot deep. 3rd kill for Addie McCauley, and she's trying to keep pace with Samaya Hughes. That's a
difficult task to do, but
yeah, that's treading uphill, that's for sure. Good serve from McCauley again. Here goes Hughes. This one's deep, and so the first hitting error from Hughes. She's already got 6 swings tonight. 6 opportunities, 1 error, and 4 kills for Hughes. We won't keep track of that all night. I have other things to do here, but anyways, we're early enough on that I can remember these things. Here's another swing for Hughes. This one dug up by Keys. Oh yeah, Tierney Madigan. What a smart play from the middle. And she got up for her first kill to give the Spartans their first lead of the match. That time, Keys dug it up, and Madigan made no mistake about it. Here's an ace for Addie McCauley.
just an all-around player. I think when you actually look at the stats, you're going to see that. If some of the information, we'll take a look at that if we get a timeout to see that.
Yeah,
but I believe
she's one of the top. She's one of the digs leaders. She is the kills leader and is second on the team in aces. And this one goes wide as well. That time Hughes a little bit out of sorts. 14-10, Nekoosa wants a timeout. We'll take it with him, Jeff.
You bet. We'll be back. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here with Jordan King here on Jeff's live stream.
Born from a single retail project, WDS Construction has evolved into a nationwide general contractor and construction management company. But we're so much more than that. Retail is changing, and it's changing fast. No matter where you are, what you do, or how you sell products to your customers, we are with you every step of the way to lay the groundwork for whatever lies ahead, building trust through results, and our commitment to provide a customer-driven experience without question. With 4 generations at the foundation of WDS, we've built a reliable client base and a passionate team to bring big-time experience, commitment, and satisfaction to your next project. Because we are built to build better.
Back here at Portage High School, Addie McCauley back at the service line. She's got an ace already, and she also has 3 kills. Keys looks to Madigan. Tierney Madigan. We'll be saying that name a lot once basketball season rolls around too, but that time hammered it to the far corner. No chance for Nekoosa, and it's a 15-11 lead for the Spartans. Another good one from Macaulay. And she's just putting all sorts of pressure on Nekoosa. They haven't been able to get anyone involved, let alone Hughes. Good swing from Ava Engel, but again, there's a double. They got Nekoosa all out of sorts here. And 16-11, I believe the run is 7-0 right now.
I believe
for
you're correct.
Laconia. I thought it was 9-11. You have to go back and look at that. And there's an error from Addie Macaulay. By the way, Aquinas 11, Cuba City 10 in the first set. Appreciate Aaron Schreiber in the, hope I'm saying that right, I think I am, down in the chat, giving us updates from Cuba City and Aquinas. Should be a good one over there in that one. And a back row swing here, and good job by Macaulay to lay out to get to it. This is an overpass from Madigan. She would say not her best work. And wow, that was a little bit fortunate that time from Nekoosa, and Madigan into the net. She had the kill, but clipped the net on the way down, and she knew it too. She had a wry smile on her face saying she was guilty. Good job that time from Leonard. They're going to get a swing for Engel here. Ava Engel goes off speed. And Hughes tips for Nekoosa. Chance here for Engel. She's going to have to give a free one, but hits a good spot. And again, right there is a good example, and that's a double. We'll give the point to Nekoosa. That's Hughes' number 5 kill. And it sends Kaler back to the service line. She's got an ace, but she also has an error tonight. And Engel gets Laconia into system. Ava Engel right back to her, down the line. Dug up well by Nekoosa. Free one coming for the Spartans. Macaulay able to get there. Keys looks to Engel again. Tip for Engel, and Nekoosa able to just about, oh no. Hughes had it kind of screw off the fingertips there awkwardly. I thought she was going to be able to get there and give a free one to the Spartans.
Yeah, everything got messed up. They were way out of system, and I think they just couldn't recover from how far they were out of system there, Jordan.
So Tierney Madigan with a service error. Now we got to start counting service errors for the Spartans as well, because they got a pair of them. Nekoosa has 3 service errors in this first set, Laconia with 2. 17-15, and there is number 4 for Aubrey Borboom, 4th for the team. Borboom 2nd. And Borboom is one of those that I mentioned. You know, she's got 50-plus aces, but she only hits it at like an 86%, which isn't really where you want to be. Want to be up over 90 for sure. That's a good swing for Brooklyn Hoffman, and Hoffman's got a couple of kills now for Nekoosa, and the Papermakers back within a pair. 18-16 in this first set. It's been, well, each team's had their stretch of sloppiness, but other than that, there's been some good volleyball. Here is service error number 5, as Hughes not able to find it. Looking cross court on that serve, and Laconia back up by 3, and here is number 3, Ava Engel. Engel with the jump serve, and that's a good one. Nekoosa a little bit out of system, dug up by Keys. Here's Basler, looks to the near side, Macaulay. She's got it! Hammered to the back row, and she hits the line. Macaulay's got 4 kills. So Macaulay here in this first set has already matched what she had on Saturday night in that regional final. Engel will continue. Laconia's got 20. That's an ace for Engel. Engel doesn't have a kill in this first. Here you go. You're just talking about Laconia's depth.
Right, exactly.
Engel had 11 kills on Saturday. She's got none tonight, but that's a big ace for them. And she helps the team in so many different ways. She plays some back row. Oh, and this one's going to be back-to-back aces now for Ava Engel. And she's starting to feel it from the service line. And a timeout for Nekoosa. We'll take this one with him, Jeff, won't we?
Yes. We'll be back. You're listening to Jeff Sauer with Jordan King here on Jeff's live stream.
Welcome to Hookstra's Marketing Greenhouse. Here at Hookstra's Marketing Greenhouse, we are proud to provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hookstra's Marketing Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
The CWC Athletic Booster Club is proud to support this broadcast. The CWC Athletic Booster Club is a not-for-profit organization made up of CWC athlete family members and friends of the school. The club's goals are to support improvements of the CWC athletic facilities.
So we're back here at Portage High School. Ava Engel continues with the Spartans up 22-16. And Engel with another jump serve. She had 2 straight aces. This time Nekoosa will return it. And a good swing there for Hallie Anderson. It's kill number 2 for Hallie Anderson. And Nekoosa cuts the deficit to 5. You know, I thought Ava Engel, who comes out, by the way, get a little break here, get Emma Bone back onto the floor. They haven't asked McCauley and Engel to do as much defensively recently. They've really gotten Emma Bone into the fold here, and she's done a really nice job. And it's allowed McCauley and Engel to just really, get a few rotations on the bench. And ooh, that looked touched. There's no touch there. And I thought that was touched by Laconia, and Borboom goes, I'm not a professional lip reader, but
right.
I can see when someone says, "You've got to be kidding me," and that's what she said. 23-17. We'll get back. We'll maybe flesh that out a little bit. Here's an overpass, and Tierney Madigan lets out a big yell. It's kill number 3 for Madigan, and the Spartans are down to 1 more point to win this first set. And it's going to be Finley Morgan, the middle, sophomore middle for the Spartans. Here's a tip taken care of by McCauley. They're going to go right back to Tierney Madigan. She finds the corner. Set 1 goes to the Spartans, 25-17. It's kill number 4 for Tierney Madigan, and she has been excellent for the Spartans so far.
What a first set here, and that's exactly, if you were a Laconia Spartans fan, that's exactly what you want. You were able, we talked about it, where they had to face a little bit of diversity right there in that first set, trailing, I believe they were down by 4. Yeah, exactly, and they were able to come back. It's exactly what you want. So good shot over there by Morgan, getting the student section there and shooting the teams there, and Maya can do the same thing. Oh, that's Maya on the shot with Nekoosa, right? Oh, that's Morgan. Well, I'm sorry, that's Maya Morgan right there. We'll step aside here after we've got our ladies who have been doing a great job down there on the camera. I'm the one that's messing up with the switcher. We'll be back here listening to Jeff Sauer with Jordan King, doing a great job on the call here from Jeff's live stream. Portage High School sectional semifinal in Division 3. So you guys are still live on your cameras, so you can get some of those shots. Did you just walk right in front of your sister? How can you get shots when you're standing next to each other?
Such as the recent investment into the school's new weight room, while also investing in the spiritual and physical growth of its athletes. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Booster Club or making a donation, email crusaderboosters@cwc.org. Good luck, Crusaders.
PT Tire and Service has been at 301 East Clark Street in Brandon for over 20 years. The owners, Tony and Pam Sauer, are dedicated to their community and their customers. They serve the auto repair, tire, and wheel needs of customers in Brandon and the rest of central Wisconsin. We're on call 24/7 for roadside assistance and on the farm service for customers. For auto repairs, tires, and wheels, come see us in person or request a quote online. PT Tire and Service, you make the call and leave the rest to us. Call 920-346-TIRE.
After surviving breast cancer, I felt this calling to help other women heal. I thought, why not build a respite house? I wasn't sure it was going to work financially speaking for my family, but with the guidance of Thrivent, I really felt like we were going to figure it out. Taking the leap to start my nonprofit has been the most rewarding thing I've done in my life.
Jonathan Leonard here. Good luck to all the teams headed towards state. Thanks. God bless.
Back here at Portage High School, Laconia up 1-0 over Nekoosa. Few statistics from that first set. Tierney Madigan with 4 kills, Addie McCulley with 4 kills. Ava Engel had a couple of service aces, as did Addie McCulley. You know, errors, service errors, we talked about that a couple of times in that first set, Jeff, but Nekoosa with 5, Laconia with 2. So, you know, look, when you lose a set by 8 points, as Nekoosa did, you take away 3 points and give them to, you know, look, it does not take that many points to really tighten things up, and Nekoosa got to figure out serving, because you can't give away 5 free points every set tonight or you're going to get swept. Here's Borboom looking to Hughes and not in system, and the first point of the second set goes to Laconia, and McCulley will serve for the Spartans. Usually it's Keys to serve first for Laconia. I think they almost incorrectly gave the yeah, that's a double there from Laconia. Could see that one right away. Usually a set goes straight up in the air. When it kind of comes spinning off the setter's hands, you can call the double from up here. We're up in the wrestling room, by the way.
We are.
Excellent wrestling room. Good tip here from Ava Engel, and that's her first kill of the night. Comes in the second set. So again, we've said it once or twice already here, and I don't want to repeat myself 800 times, but, you know, look, Laconia wins that first set rather handily, and Ava Engel, their best player perhaps, didn't even have a kill. There's a service ace for Tierney Madigan, and Madigan has been tremendous tonight. She's just a gamer. This is what you get from Tierney. And look, we could say that about Engel, we could say that about Finley Morgan, Peyton Morgan, but man, Tierney Madigan loves the bright lights, I'll tell you. And there's an error as Elizabeth Ward was camped right underneath it, and she just kind of let it carom off her shoulder. And it's a 4-1 lead here early for Laconia.
Having a hard time getting rolling as the Papermakers.
Yeah, since they, you know, Laconia's first lead came at 12-11 in that first set. Here's a tip from Engel. Good job by Hughes, and she's got Nekoosa into rhythm, but Laconia able to handle it. Here's a swing for Engel. We'll finish that thought in a moment, and Laconia's blocked back at it, and a good job by Nekoosa to keep it alive. Here is Finley Morgan into the net, and a hitting error for Morgan. But ever since Laconia took that 12-11 lead in the first set, Nekoosa's just been out of sorts a little bit. They're not playing their best volleyball just yet, so we'll see if they can get things rolling. Here's Borboom from the service line. It was McCulley, Keys, now Engel into the net. And that was one, I'm looking down at Coach Weiss to see what the encouragement was. That's one where maybe you'd just like Engel to tip that one over and get it into play. But when you got a couple-point lead, you can maybe take a few risks that you might not otherwise do. McCulley once again, good pass to Keys, and a good swing from Morgan, but it's dug up by Nekoosa. Tip there, Hughes able to get to it. This is going to be a battle at the net, and it's won by Hughes. We're going to give Hughes a kill there. I don't know if statistically she'll get one, but she went up against Peyton Morgan, and Samaya Hughes able to get it done. That's her 6th kill of the night, and we're back tied 4-4 in this second set. Here's Engel, better set that time, off the block, and that's a big one from Elizabeth Ward. And it just found, it's one of those that loops over everyone. Laconia was there covering. That's exactly how you want to cover defensively. When you have a player going to swing, you want someone getting there under the net in case it gets blocked down. That one just looped over everyone's head. So the first lead of the second set for Nekoosa, and an ace now for the Papermakers.
Great response.
That's Aubrey Borboom with an ace, her first ace of the night. She has 52 on the year, make it 53 now. Keys looks to the middle. Finley Morgan with a tip. This is a 5-0 run right now for Nekoosa. And they're going to try to go to Engel again. Engel that time, and a free one coming. Oh, it's blocked. And it's Finley Morgan able to get her fingertips on it and block it straight down. And that was one where Borboom back there, did her best to try to just get some semblance of a swing, and it went straight into the block. 5-6, Nekoosa leads down the line, and Hughes can't find it. So Laconia ties things up here at 6, and Josie Basler will continue to serve. Basler just a sophomore, and she is, I think at some point she's going to really turn the corner and come into her own. Another block from Finley Morgan. And Laconia on a nice little 3-0 spurt after I was yelled at because 3-0 isn't a run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was told by my those that criticize,
sure,
critique me. And another swing that was little. Well, it was a bad swing. We'll call it what it is. Brooklyn Hoffman into the net there, and Laconia back to a 2-point lead. And this one's just a little wide that time from Josie Basler. So Basler did a nice job at the service line there, though, from the sophomore. And Laconia still leads 8-7. Here's Samaya Hughes. Good serve there. Macaulay a little loose with the pass, and it's going to give a free ball to Nekoosa. And unfortunately for the Papermakers, they just set it back to
in the net, I believe.
Oh, man, and Coach Weiss is beside herself as she's probably saying, Mariska Keys, what are you doing anywhere near the net in that situation? So it's tied back up at 8. Here's Finley Morgan. Good swing, blocked by Ward. Another chance here for Engel. That one tipped up by Hughes. They're going to go near side, blocked, and this one's got to go over, and the momentum. Oh, I thought that was 4 hits. They're going to say keeping things alive here for Laconia, and Engel's got to put this one over. I'll tell you what, if you're watching the live stream, here's a swing for Nekoosa, and Finley Morgan going to tip it home for the Spartans. I got some homework for you. I'd go back and rewatch that. I thought that was 4 on Laconia. I thought they dug it out of the net.
I agree with you.
Tipped it back up. Had a bad hit backwards, and then more. Oh man, I'll tell you what.
I think that's the same thing that the captain is asking. Number 9.
I think Nekoosa's got a point here, and Coach Hawk sent her captain Hallie Anderson over to discuss that. I think they have a point, but nonetheless, Laconia gets it. 9-8. Here's another Ava Engel ace, and the Spartans don't care. They're not going to apologize for the bad call, if it was a bad call. I would never question officials, by the way.
Right, we're not down there on the court. We have a hard time to do that anyways.
And I struggle to count anyways, so that's not a strong suit of mine. 10-8 the lead here. That was the 3rd ace make it. Oh, they got away with one, did this Papermakers there, and that's a loose set from Keys. Basler's going to go to Macaulay. Addie Macaulay jumps, swings. She's got another. That's number 5 for Addie Macaulay. I'll tell you what, that should have been ace number 4 for Ava Engel. And give credit to Nekoosa. They battled through it. They hustled to get to the ball, but a couple of deflections there that they didn't know much about. 11-8 the lead for the Spartans. Oh, that one tipped off the tape, and a tough one to deal with. And again, Laconia has Nekoosa out of sorts. That time Keys able to get to it, but she was across underneath.
11-9 here in the second set.
And Woodard will go back to serve for Nekoosa with a 2-point deficit. There's Bone once again, go far side here. Keys, nice tip from Macaulay. And Nekoosa back into it, battle at the net. And it leads to Basler going to Keys, far side Macaulay. Macaulay she looks locked in tonight. And they're gonna feed Morgan this time. And Finley Morgan, from the middle gets her 4th kill of the night. So for Laconia, we've talked about their balance. 4 kills for Finley Morgan, 4 for Tierney Madigan, and 5 for Addie McCauley. Compare that to Nekoosa. There's 6 for Samaya Hughes, and then the next best is 2 for the Papermakers.
We did talk about that. The Laconia Lady Spartans are a very well-rounded team.
Oh my, Tierney Madigan. Good hustle that time from Anderson to keep it alive. It's going to give another chance to Addie McCauley. Good dig that time by Woodard. And a chance here from the back row for Hughes. And Bone, good job there to just tip it across. And Nekoosa stopped playing. They thought it was a double. And you got to keep playing, though. And
still a great reaction there by the libero.
For sure. Here is Hughes. It goes way deep. And so the Spartans back up by 4 with Finley Morgan at the service line. Here's Morgan, good serve there, knuckles down. Borboom looks to the front, and Laconia a little bit loose with those once again. And right now for Nekoosa, Laconia's playing so well that the stats are not going to look good for Nekoosa from this match, because all the points that the Papermakers have gotten, or quite a few of them, have been on Laconia errors. That has not been kills for the Papermakers. There's kill number 6 for Addie McCauley.
Great job of there, tooling it off of the hands. You can see that she was able to take a little bit of an angle off of that drive.
Yeah, and McCauley's up to 6 kills now. She's matched Samaya Hughes for a match high. And Laconia will have Mariska Keys back to serve. 4-point lead for the Spartans. Jump serve for the Spartans' best service option. And here's a good swing by Hallie Anderson to get her 3rd kill of the night. Goes off the high hands of the block.
Good response there for Nekoosa to try and keep this tight.
I got someone that was watching. I have conflicting reports.
Okay.
Some people are thinking that maybe the first hit on that 4 was that's a double for Borboom. And another error that time from Nekoosa gives the Spartans a 4-point lead. Someone said they counted 4 hits. Appreciate Chuck texting me with that. I had someone else saying they think the officials maybe saw the first touch as a block.
Could be. And those are tough, right?
Yeah, and that's right. And here's another kill for Samaya Hughes. That's number 7 for her. So, again, who are we to question? We're okay with it.
It's passed. We can't do anything about it. We'll see if it does make a difference later on. But
just visually, it looked like 4. That's all I'll say, and then we'll leave it. Ava Engel gives a free one to Nekoosa. 15-12 on the scoreboard. Hughes wins the battle at the net. This is an overpass, and McCauley caught it. Good hands there by Addie McCauley. They could have used that on. She could have played wide receiver for the Spartans maybe this year. Spartans went 4-5 in football this season. Here's another error. Nekoosa.
Yeah, but you got to talk about the flyway football before you say that, right?
Right.
I mean, that is.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, they had the toughest 3-week stretch you'll find in the state of Wisconsin, in my opinion. At least in the division that the flyway resides. Madigan, Keys, Finley Morgan tips it over. Here's Samaya Hughes. Tipped once again, and this time they're going to get to Engel. In system, Engel down, kill. Ava Engel's got 2 kills here in this second set, 2 on the night, and the Spartans' lead is 17-13. And it'll keep Tierney Madigan at the service line for Laconia. She'll hammer it with the left hand. And Borboom comes back here to Moore off the hands and down. Excuse me, Hughes.
Point Papermakers.
So 17-14, and Borboom back to serve for the Papermakers as Madigan takes a seat to allow Leonard back onto the floor, the libero for Laconia. Here's a free one coming, and a good spot, though, from Ava Engel. That's, when you're going to give a free one up, oh, my goodness. Samaya Hughes punished that volleyball. But I'll tell you what, Ava Engel there, when you're going to give a free ball, you want to try to make it at least put it in an awkward situation or an awkward area for the opponent, and that's what she did that time. Good serve that time from Borboom. They're going to go straight back to Engel, and Engel through the block and down.
My apologies for that camera work. We got a game taking place at CWC, and they're struggling with some technology, so I'm trying to balance that right now.
Never.
Trying to get them helped out over there.
Technology only works when you don't need it to,
right,
right?
Exactly.
That's
I had the
how that
same
works.
issue here. We had our good kill.
That's number 10 for Samaya Hughes. She is just heated up. She's got 4 kills in the last 6 points by my count. That is tremendous for Nekoosa. She's back to serve now. Good spot there. Basler able to dig it up. Here's McCauley, back row swing, and it's just deep. And it's back within a point here, so don't sleep on the Papermakers. They've made a nice little run. You know, Laconia has had them at that 2 to 4 point. They've just kind of kept them at arm's length, and now Nekoosa back within a point, and here comes a free one for the Papermakers. Look to the far side, off the block, and we're tied here in this second set. Brooklyn Hoffman off the block and out. Here's the timeout for Coach Weiss. And it's 4 straight for the Papermakers.
We'll step aside. We'll be back here listening to Jordan King here on Jeff's live stream. Great shot there by Morgan and Maya to get into the huddles. We'll be back.
We are Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, and we have been leading a greenhouse here in Fox Lake since 1981. Family owned and operated, we provide beautiful flower baskets and fruit and vegetables to residents of South Central Wisconsin. We know the importance of having a variety.
Welcome back.
Samaya Hughes serving, and Laconia has not trailed in this second set. And a chance here for the Papermakers to get their first lead. There it is. Hallie Anderson once again off the block. I don't know if this is something that Coach Hoke from Nekoosa, I don't know if this is something she saw, but they have been excellent hitting off high hands with the block. Here's an attack from Mariska Keys, and a block there from Finley Morgan. She gets the solo block, and Finley is up to 5 kills for the Spartans. Hughes from the back row, and Morgan, good job there to stay engaged and be part of that one. Engel serves, and once again off the block of Finley Morgan. Keys, oh, and that was a loose pass. Morgan wins it at the net again. 2 straight plays. Finley Morgan gives the Spartans another lead. Back-to-back kills where she just got up and won a battle at the net. Another good one from Ava Engel. It's another ace for Ava Engel. She's got 4 of them, count them, in this match here tonight. 2 in the first set, 2 here in the second, and Laconia's got just a little breathing room, 21-19. Engel, she was serving when they went on a big run in the first set. Here's Morgan again. Finley Morgan slams down the overpass, and the Spartans got a 3-point lead. Time out, Nekoosa.
We'll be back.
Fruits and vegetables available to our customers throughout the year. Discover the finest selection of locally grown produce, including sweet corn, tomatoes, and cucumbers, along with a variety of fresh fruits. At Hooksha's Market and Greenhouse, we believe in providing our customers with the freshest and highest quality produce. Come visit us and taste the difference.
Welcome to Werner Harmson's Kitchen and Bath, where your dream spaces come to life. Specializing in full remodels, custom cabinets, and exquisite countertops, we transform ordinary kitchens and bathrooms into extraordinary, functional masterpieces. Our expert team is dedicated to providing top-quality craftsmanship and personalized service, ensuring every detail reflects your unique style and needs. Whether you're updating your kitchen for a modern look or creating a spa-like retreat in your bathroom, we're here to turn your vision into reality. Visit us today to start planning your perfect...
We're back.
Back here at Portage, and another one. We almost, we got back just in time, Jeff. Another Ava Engel ace. She's got 3 of them right in a row here. And it's 23-19. A reminder, Nekoosa led 18-17. So this is a 6-1 run. And you're at home saying, yeah, we can do math, Jordan. No kidding. Here comes Hughes. Nice swing, dug up by Basler. McCauley, once again dug up by Hughes. She's going to get a back row chance here, and it is off of Engel. Engel had no chance on that. She says, my bad to her teammates. I don't know if anyone's blaming you for getting in the way of that one, Ava Engel. But Engel, how about that from the service line? 3 aces, and Laconia has a 3-point lead. Here's Woodard to serve for the Papermakers. Key's going to go to Finley Morgan. She's been on fire. She stays on fire. Finley Morgan now leads the team in kills. She's got 8. She's a sophomore, as the students always like to chant. They always like to point out, you know. So here's Finley Morgan, and this one goes out a little deep. That's, by my count, that's Laconia's only their 4th service error. That's really good considering the fact they have about 7 or 8 aces. Keys looks far side, and that one's blocked straight down. Kaler got up at the net and got the block on Tierney Madigan. And it'll be Hoffman to continue serving, 24-22. Good one from Hoffman. She finds Basler. Basler gets it to Keys. Addie McCauley down the line. That one's loose. And it's 24-23. Timeout, Coach Weiss.
We'll step aside. We'll be back.
Remodel. Werner Harmson, 116 East Main, or call at 920-324-5091 or check them out on social media. King Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class buildings and canopies. In fact, there are thousands of them in use across America and in the Caribbean. We have also produced and developed many other steel products for use in retail, commercial, and industrial applications, such as building fascia, loading racks, wall panel systems, and much more. Our design record attests to our dedication to quality and customer satisfaction. King Manufacturing, from design to complete.
And we were talking about the aces and the errors just a couple of minutes ago. And there is a service error that you just can't have. 25-23, the score in the second set. And Laconia takes a commanding 2-0 lead here in the sectional semifinal against Nekoosa. Oh, man, Jeff. You got to get that in play. That is not the time to go trying for an ace. You got to get that in play.
Yeah, exactly. Not when you are already trailing a set, and now you did not put any pressure right now on the Laconia Spartans at all, and that was the one thing that I talked a little bit about in pregame. If you're going to give yourself a chance, you got to put some pressure on them. Now up 2-0. Boy, I just don't. Not that you never count anybody out in high school, right?
Yeah. 25-17, 25-23. And Laconia has a 2-set lead here at Portage. We're going to step aside here, Jeff, for a minute.
Yeah, we'll be back. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's Live Stream.
Come visit us today and discover the ease of your next home renovation. At Werner Harmson, we offer a wide variety of furniture to suit any style and budget. Our selection includes sofas, chairs, tables, and more from classic to contemporary. Our pieces are crafted from high-quality materials. Looking for a statement piece or something more understated? We have something for everyone. The team at Werner Harmson is here to help. Whether you're looking for design advice, product information, or support with your project, we're just a message away. Stop in and say hi at 116 East Main or call at 920-324-5091 or check us out on social media.
When my husband passed, I needed direction on my finances. I felt like I was starting from a blank slate. Thrivent came into my life at a time that I really needed it. Thrivent helped me feel confident and create opportunities to be more giving. I think my husband would be very proud, but I'm proud of myself because I've educated myself and I kind of learned that maybe I could have been doing this all along.
Jonathan Leonard here. Good luck to all the teams headed towards state. Thanks. God bless.
PT Tire and Service is a family-owned business that invests in you and your family. From one family to another, safe travels and seamless automotive maintenance makes every trip a great trip. PT Tire and Service, serving central Wisconsin with excellence for over 20 years. Call 920-346-TIRE for all your automotive needs. PT Tire and Service, Brandon. No job too big or too small. PT Tire and Service in Brandon does it all. Call today 920-346-TIRE.
So Laconia will start this third set, 25-15, or excuse me, 25-17, 25-23 in the first two sets. Finley Morgan leads things with 8 kills tonight for the Spartans. And here's Mariska Keys. Knuckling serve, dealt with well by Nekoosa. Swing there, blocked by the Spartans. That was Tierney Madigan on the block that time. Here is Peyton Morgan, looks to the near side. Addie McCauley off high hands, and it's a kill for Addie McCauley. She's got 7 kills now. Morgan with 8, Finley Morgan with 8. Addie McCauley with 7, 4 for Tierney Madigan. Ava Engel with 3. The story with Ava Engel has been her 5 service aces tonight. And another good one from Keys. And it's going to be Hughes here on the swing. Dug up by Keys. Oh, man, and a double, yeah. Oh, they're going to say a lift.
Lift,
okay.
yeah.
Lift, double, whatever.
I thought it was an athletic play.
You take your pick. Yeah, that's what.
Playing it off of the net, so yeah.
I think Hallie Anderson maybe thought so too. But nonetheless, a 2-0 lead here early in this potentially decisive third set for Laconia. Keys with the jump serve. Hughes with the overpass, and she's going to somehow get that to go. You know, kills come too easy for Samaya Hughes for those to go for her. Oh, my goodness, what a play. And Laconia just not ready for it. That was Emma Bone with the dig there. And off of the single block that time, Addie McCauley. McCauley gets up at the net. There's a double block in front of Hughes. She has to tip it over. Here's Tierney Madigan. And Madigan, ooh, that one could have been another lift, but not whistled that time. Addie McCauley, good night. 8th kill of the night for Addie McCauley. And she left no doubt on that one. Goodness me. 3-1 the lead here in this third set. McCauley back to serve. Almost another overpass, and this time the roof put on by Tierney Madigan as she punishes another overpass by Nekoosa. And their back row just has not been consistent enough with the passing to get them into system on enough occasions. Here is the 5th service error of the evening for Laconia and the first for Addie McCauley. Laconia still leads by 2. Aubrey Leonard digs this one up. Keys looking to Ava Engel, who hits it off the tape and down. And it hasn't quite been Ava Engel's night at the net. You know, she got a couple of blocks. She's still done her job defensively, but has not gotten things going offensively to her lofty standards. Here's Hughes off of the block and down. That was Peyton Morgan at the net. I wasn't sure if it was Peyton Morgan or Tierney Madigan, but the big yell that Peyton Morgan let out, I think that was Peyton who got her hands on it. And it screwed, spun down, and got it to go. McCauley on an overpass. That's not the person you want to overpass it to. 12th kill tonight for Samaya Hughes. She leads all players And it cuts the Laconia lead in this third set down to 1, 5-4. And Aubrey Borboom back to serve. This one's a good one, dug up by Engel. They're going to go straight back to Ava Engel. She has it off the block. And once again, you know, Nekoosa, it's one thing to go and talk to the referee after the play, but they've stopped a couple of times when they think that, you know, there should be a call. For example, they thought that one was not off the block. They thought it was just blocked by the tape. Peyton Morgan able to finish it out with her 4th kill of the night. They have not gone to Peyton Morgan very often this evening, but when they have, she's gotten the job done. And another kill here from Hughes. That's number 13 for her, and it's 6-5. And Hughes will go back to serve now, where she has mid-50s service aces, and she's a 93% serve player as well, so she is not prone to the error. And there's a free one coming. Macaulay tips it and just clips the net and crawls over. And that's what I was talking about. You can put the team under pressure, the opponent under pressure with those free balls if you do a good job with them, and that's what Macaulay did there. Hughes, looks to the far side. Another Laconia block that time once again by Finley Morgan. She's had several of those. Key's gonna look to Finley Morgan. Morgan powers it down near side. Kill number 9. And Laconia leads 7-5 here in this third set. And here's Ava Engel, not the person you want to see back serving if you're Nekoosa. Looking to the far side, off of high hands for Hallie Anderson. That's Anderson's 5th kill of the night. And Nekoosa back within 1 as we go back and forth between the two teams. Nice drive over here to Portage this evening. It's an easy drive to get to Portage. It'll be a tougher drive to get to Richland Center on Saturday for Laconia, should they win this tonight. And here's Addie McCulley, good swing there. Kept alive, good hustle by Nekoosa, and they somehow get that ball back across. Excellent job by their libero Woodard, and they're gonna win this point.
They deserve it after that hard work.
I'll tell you what, that ties things up. If Nekoosa put a star by that point to get it back to 7-7, that looked dead. That point looked dead to rights. And Mackenzie Woodard, the libero, just sprinted and laid out and got it. And also a good job by Hughes to finish that off and get it back across for Nekoosa. And there's a swinging error from Addie McCulley. And now Nekoosa has a lead, 8-7. And Woodard will continue to serve for the Papermakers. Key's going to go to the middle. There's Finley Morgan off the block and down. Finley Morgan into the double figures with her 10th kill of the night. Oh, man, Finley Morgan. She has been impressive. Hard to believe. She's just a sophomore. And she's another one. When they pick the basketballs up in a couple of weeks, Laconia will hope after a run to the state volleyball tournament. They're not ready for the basketballs just yet.
No, they're not.
Don't you? That's not just me saying that. They are locked in on this volleyball run. Here's a good serve from Finley Morgan. And a chance here for Tierney Madigan. And the lefty gets it done. You know, I talked to Coach Weiss earlier this season, and I think it was Ava Engel as well, talking to them earlier this year, and just the left-handed presence of the presence to have a left-handed middle is just something not a lot of teams see. And when they set Tierney Madigan, it almost looks like it's a bad set. Here's another kill for Addie McCulley. She's up to 9. When they set Tierney Madigan, it almost looks like a bad set from Mariska Keys, Jeff, and it's perfect. And I think it throws teams off because it's perfect to her left hand. You just normally don't see that.
We'll step aside here. I want to get ready to test our microphones to get down on the court, and still working with Cam. So my apologies that I keep leaving this screen up here. It's why part of the reason why I went back to leaving that main there. And stay with my girls here getting their shots. I got to give a shout out to Morgan and Maya as well. So thank you, ladies, for getting those shots. Make sure you're up high there, Maya. We'll be back.
Born from a single project, WDS Construction has evolved into a nationwide general contractor and construction management company. But we're so much more than that.
Back here at Portage, there's Finley Morgan still serving for the Spartans, and this one's deep on the swing from Brooklyn Hoffman. And Laconia, ever since that big play, I said star it, circle it in your scoring runs. That good hustle play by Mackenzie Woodard. Since then, Laconia has kind of taken back over. It's a 5-1 run for the Spartans, and a swing for Hughes, dug up by Basler. Coming to the near side, Addie McCauley with a little bit of an off-speed swing. They're going to go back to Hughes. Reminder, they've set her 1,275 times this year. And she's got 512 kills, and tonight Laconia's done a nice job. She's got 13 tonight. And make it 14. For Samaya Hughes from the back row on the swing there. 12-9, a lead for the Spartans. And it'll be Rylan Olson to serve for the Papermakers. Trailing by 3. Keys gonna look to the middle. It's Addie McCauley, and she comes near side, a little too near side. And it's out of play, so 12-10. Nekoosa just hanging around here, and that's what they want to do, try to get back into this thing. Laconia's not a team you're going to usually, oh, there's an ace. Hit the tape and went over. A little bit fortunate there from Rylan Olson. But Laconia is normally not a team you're going to rattle off 6-7 points on consecutively. And so if you're Nekoosa, you just got to hang around here. You can't let this thing get to 5 or 6, and this time they didn't. Here's McCauley. Got it done, hammered it down. She's into double figures. That's her 10th kill of the night. And Laconia leads by 2 once again.
Mariska Case will serve.
Mariska Keys back to serve. Jump serve coming to the near side. And it's going to be Hughes. Cross court, dug up by Emma Bone. Keys looks near side. McCauley off high hands. Good job. That's going to be Hughes getting it across. More good hustle that time from Nekoosa, and that was a lift. And credit Addie McCauley on the kill there, putting Nekoosa under pressure with another good swing. And it keeps Keys at the service line. This one, I thought it was going to crawl over. It didn't. So that's service error number 6. And the Nekoosa students with my favorite chant of all time. There's a net there. I'm just kidding. I hate that chant. Here is Peyton Morgan. Cross court, good swing, dug up well by Nekoosa. Here's Hughes. She's going to get a swing at it. Overpass by the Spartans. They're going to go back to Hughes. Another tip for her. McCauley overpass. And it's tipped up right at the net. McCauley gets a hand on it. And they're going to say, did she reach over the net? No, they're going to say, no, she did not. And in fact, they're going to say she didn't get a touch on it. So I think that's going to end up going to Tierney Madigan, I believe. You know, their point there was that McCauley reached across the net, I think. And, well, she didn't need to either way. It was close, we'll say that. McCauley serves down the line. Here's a good swing, but into the net from Laura Kaler. Hit it well, but hammered it right into the net. So back to a 4-point lead. This is where you start to get into danger territory, in my opinion, if you're Nekoosa. And an ace right on cue for Addie McCulley. That's her second ace of the night. But this is where you start to teeter into danger territory. You can't let this thing get much more than 5, in my opinion, or you're going to risk getting swept here tonight. Here's a block from Laconia. I think that was Madigan on the block. Here is Peyton Morgan, comes to the near side with Madigan, and Madigan into the net. So a good job there by the Papermakers to put Laconia under pressure a little bit and get this thing back down to 4 points, 17-13. Laconia still in control. But if you're Nekoosa, you can't let them go run away and hide because they're good enough to do that. There's Ava Engel. That was a little bit better for Engel. That time finding space in the middle back row and notching her 4th kill of the night for Ava Engel. Here's Tierney Madigan. Dug up by Nekoosa. They're going to go straight to Hughes. Why not? Dug up that time by McCulley for Laconia. Here's another Ava Engel tip, and Borboom not able to get underneath it. And Nekoosa's gonna need a timeout. They're down by 6, 19-13, and this, we'll keep it here for this this timeout. This is danger territory now. You know, down 6. Laconia only needs 6 more. Ugh. So let's recap this final set here after Laconia won 25-17, 25-23 in the first 2 sets. Set number 1, the story was service errors for Nekoosa. They really played themselves out of that first set with 5 service errors. Second set, Ava Engel really got rolling with aces. Finley Morgan was dominant in that second set. And then here in the third set, it's been Ava Engel. Been a good collection here in this third set for Laconia. There's going to be another block for the Spartans. Couldn't tell who was on that, if that was Mariska Keys or if that was Peyton Morgan up at the net there on the far side. Doesn't matter. They have a 7-point lead, and they look like they're on their way to a sweep here in the sectional semifinal. What a statement this would be. Cross court for Hughes. She's going to keep firing away. She's got 15 kills. Does Samaya Hughes. Hoffman returns for Nekoosa, and it's Borboom, the setter, who's back to serve. And that one hits the tape. Good job by McCulley to stay with it. Here's Ava Engel's right down the middle. Don't single block Ava Engel, or do so at your own risk. Appreciate the updates, by the way, once again, from Aaron Schreiber. Cuba City trails Aquinas 7-10 in the third set. They're tied 1-1 on sets. Here's another block from Laconia. It's going to go land out of bounds, so it's another kill for Samaya Hughes. So Cuba City and Aquinas once again knotted up at 1. Good tip there from Mariska Keys. She's got it once again, going to Finley Morgan. Morgan, good swing there. It was Borboom who was able to dig it up in the back row. Ava Engel this time, down the line. Ava Engel. Don't blink with Ava Engel. Just like that, she's up to 7 kills. She didn't have a single kill in the first set. She had just 3 in the second. She's got 4 now here in the third to go with her 5 aces tonight. Make it 6 for Ava Engel. (23-15), and Laconia is a couple of points away from a statement victory here in the sectional semis. Swing on the near side. It's blocked. No. They're going to say that did not hit the Laconia block. It's for 4 hits. And it's 24-15. Engel serves it to the near side. An ace would be just absolutely perfect It's not going to be this time. Here's Keys looking to the middle. Finley Morgan off the tape. Dug up. Chance here for Nekoosa. Keys near side. Addie McCulley dug up once again by Hughes. Nice play by her. Far side. Off the Laconia block. Basler up. Keys looks to the middle. It's Finley Morgan. It's over. The Spartans sweep the Papermakers. 25-17, 25-23, 25-15.
Stay with us, folks.
My
Jordan's going to head
goodness.
down. He's going to get some interviews. You pick whatever players you want to talk to and coach. We know they're going to do the sectional pictures and the sectional plaque. Or no, it's
only the
so why don't you
semifinal.
head down there and grab them, and we'll get some interviews here.
Congratulations to Laconia, and also
Do a test.
congratulations to Nekoosa on a great season. Let's give them a round of applause.
Test. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Jeff, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yep.
Can you hear me here?
Yep.
Got both?
Yep. So stick with us again as Jordan is going to head down there. He's going to get interviews. Good shot there, right there with Maya. Stay with them, Maya and Morgan. If a coach walks away, tell her to stay right there so we can get some interviews. Jordan's on his way down. Grab coach right there in the green shirt. Grab a couple of the girls. Stay right there. We'll get you on the floor. Okay? He'll get the girls too, so he should be on his way down here shortly as well. But make sure that we'll get those with. We'll take the pressure off of coach. Maya, is your headset still working? Would you give your headset to Jordan when he gets down here so I can kind of talk to him as well? Stay with your shots, folks. Maya, stay out, zoom out just a little bit. Yeah, just want to make sure you can hear me, Jordan. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
All right, I'm having a little bit of a problem with this microphone working with this cord.
Does it matter who films this, Jeff?
It does not. Morgan can go for it. Maya, you can come up and start tearing stuff down. Let me see if I can plug this in one more time here, Jordan, and then my apologies, folks down there, so see if that'll make a difference. Jordan, go ahead and give me a test. Nope, I don't got you right now.
Check.
There we go. Okay, we can go anytime that you're ready with looking at Morgan.
I'm ready whenever you.
Go ahead.
All right, down here, post-game with Coach. Coach, my goodness. You never know with two number one seeds. This is a really good team. They've played a tough schedule, so you can never really take the records and believe them. Just talk about your girls tonight. I mean, they just really settled in after that. A good start for Nekoosa, and you guys just dominate all over them in every phase of the match.
Yeah, this wasn't our best passing game. This one, right?
Yeah.
This wasn't our best passing game as a team, but the girls fought through it, and now I hope we're ready for Saturday. We had a bad night of passing. It's off. Now we can rock it on Saturday.
Obviously, Ava didn't get things going offensively early tonight, but she had 5 aces in the first couple of sets. Just talk about her ability to put them under pressure right from the jump.
Yeah, she's a force behind the serving line, and this summer when me and Troy sat down, we were making all these different lineups and trying to figure out what to do. And then we kind of started with we need to get all of our best servers in here, and that's why we made the switch from Josie being a left back to a right back so we can have both of their serves in there, and that's been a huge factor in our successes, her consistency behind that line.
We'll talk to Addie in just a second here, but I get the feeling this is someone who's just going to refuse to let this team lose down the stretch. She was electric tonight.
Yeah, she was. She always wants the ball. She plays hard, and she's not afraid to swing no matter what.
We've talked about the defense and the serve receive a lot. Emma has really stepped up in the back row these last 2 or 3 weeks for you guys. Just talk about her ability to come back in and be a part of this.
Yes, her passing has been on point the last couple weeks. She had a little, foot injury. She had rolled her ankle playing volleyball in gym class, and we were worried if she'd be able to come back. And She sat out for 2 weeks and then she was cleared, and I didn't want her to re-injure it just because, like, you're not 100%. I want her at 100% before I put her back in, and how she's playing right now is exactly why I did it, because she played phenomenal, and we need her back there passing for us.
Last one for you. I thought in that second set, Finley she had like a three to 5 point stretch where she just took over. She just dominates at the net. Looking at her, maybe you wouldn't think she's going to be an imposing force at the net, but she's been that for you all season, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has such a sweet face and such a sweet kid that you don't think that she's going to put a ball down, but man, she can. I'm just so proud of how far she's come, because she wasn't outside and she has improved so much and is just a force in the middle. I'm excited to see where she goes in the program.
Coach, appreciate it. Go get him on Saturday.
Yep, thank you.
There you go. That's Coach Weiss. We're going to try to bring in Addie McCauley and also Emma Bone here tonight. We talked about Addie. She ended up with 10 kills. Started well, maybe a little bit of a lull in there, but we got Addie here now. Addie, I get the sense watching you play here in the there we go, we're back. I get the sense here watching you in the postseason that you're just not going to let this team lose. Just talk about what this run means to you, and then just talk about the performance here tonight against a really good Nekoosa team.
I feel like with our season ending early last year, it's good motivation for us to try as hard as we can, and especially because we have so many seniors on the team. Everyone really tries to pull together, especially in these games that matter, to just win no matter how we have to do it. But I feel like tonight we did a very good job at, honestly, just like putting the ball away. I mean, it's hard when there's a block, but tonight there wasn't much of a block in a nice way. So putting the ball away is just the most important thing you can do in a game.
You guys kind of weathered that early storm. They were up by 4 or 5 points there in that first set. You guys just came chipping away, and then after you took that first lead, it seems like you guys were able to kind of coast to the victory. What changed for you guys to just be able to kind of calm down and realize this is just the same volleyball court that you guys played on the whole time, right?
So like in the beginning of the game, obviously we have our nerves, and when we're down that doesn't help, but I feel like when we get on runs for serving and stuff and we get up by honestly 1 point, it really hypes our team up and gives us like motivation again that we can still put it together and win.
You mentioned the service line. I thought Ava tonight was unbelievable. She had 5 aces in the first 2 sets. Talk about her ability to just put the other team under immense pressure from the service line. And I know you and Mariska and Finley and everyone else can do that too, but it would seem like it was Ava's night back there.
Ava did a really good job tonight. I feel like all of our serving is very good, and her serving is good, and it helps that we have like a strong serving team, so we can really get those runs early on, and it helps us for if we do get down a little bit.
Last one for you here. We're going to talk to Emma in just a second, but she's stepped up here in this postseason run the last couple of weeks. She's been tremendous for you guys. Just talk about her impact coming back, being part of this team, and being such an impact player over the last couple of weeks.
I feel like she's really scrappy, so it's really nice to have someone in the back row that you can count on and know that's going to pick the ball up and not just let it go, like at least give an effort to it. So we're very grateful to have her back, and it obviously is showing that she's doing very well.
Good luck. Go get them on Saturday.
Thank you.
There you go. That's Addie McCauley. She had 10 kills tonight. Come on in here, Emma. Emma, just tell me about this. I mean, you come back on the team this year. Coach said you dealt with a little bit of an injury. You're back from that.
Yeah.
Just talk about being part of this team again and the big impact that you've had over the last couple of weeks.
Well, I was a part of the team my sophomore year of high school, and it was like I had a blast. And then last year I decided to step away to focus on softball because that's what I want to pursue in college.
Sure.
And it was super hard on me, so I was like, I'm going to come back for my senior year now that I've committed. So I came back, and at first I was really worried about like what the dynamic would be like with me coming back, but everybody was super accepting, and I've had a blast again. It was just like sophomore year, and then I had my injury, but even with that, I still came to practices, and I was still having fun and everything, and now it's great to be back.
I said it early in this match, it doesn't seem like the bright lights phase any of you guys. You had the run in softball.
Yeah.
You guys have made runs in volleyball, the basketball team.
Yeah.
You guys have played in a lot of big matches and in a lot of big games. What does that do for you guys going into sectional semifinals like tonight or sectional finals on Saturday?
Yeah. Well, for me personally, like the games when I came back from my injury, I was like super nervous, and then I just thought to myself, I was like, you played on Goodman Diamond. And I was like, all right, we're fine. And then I came out, and I felt comfortable, and I'm sure it's the same for all of them playing in the Resch Center, but like being the underdog all last year for softball, you just come in and you're like, it's another challenge, but
you know, when there's so much offensive talent on this team, what's your mindset going into a match? Just try to get this offense into a rhythm, right?
Yeah. Even if I have like a bad pass, I know they can still get it down.
You know, obviously they have one of the best players in the state.
Yeah.
Talk about facing her tonight, and then just how proud are you of to be part of this defense that was able to handle it?
Yeah. It's more so just like we're excited because like it's another challenge. Sometimes you face teams where it feels like you're never touching the ball, but then when you have someone like that, you get excited because then it gives you something to do.
Last one for you. What does this team have to do on Saturday to be able to punch its ticket to yet another state appearance for this athletic department? What do you guys got to do?
We just have to come out, play as a team, support each other, don't get down on ourselves. We can't go in if we get down for a little bit. We can't be thinking, oh, this is our last game with this group. We got to just be like, no, we want to get to the rush.
Emma, appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Best of luck on Saturday. There you go. That's Emma Bone. And, yeah, I'll tell you what, she was a big part of that softball run that made it to the state championship and came up just short in the state championship. But I'll tell you what, all of these players have played big games, big matches. This doesn't faze them at all. So I'll pop back up there, Jeff. See with you, or for the post game with you, postseason. Here we are.
Absolutely, that'd be fantastic.
For the post game, we'll wrap things up there on Jeff's live streams.
You did a fantastic job down there, Jordan. Thank you for the interviews. Yeah, we'll take a step aside. We'll get some of our ads in here, and we'll come back. You're listening to Jeff Sauer. Great interviewing by Jordan King, and a great job by the ladies. We'll be back with a post-game show here on Jeff's live stream.
The cold storage industry is experiencing high demand and low capacity. WDS is building Goodwill from the ground up through customized solutions. WDS is committed to outservice the competition and overdeliver for customers. A client-driven experience without question. Today, we're driven to be better in order to build better.
We are Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, and we have been leading a greenhouse here in Fox Lake since 1981. Family owned and operated, we provide beautiful flower baskets and fruit and vegetables to residents of South Central Wisconsin. We know the importance of having a variety of flowers, fruits, and vegetables available to our customers throughout the year. Discover the finest selection of locally grown produce, including sweet corn, tomatoes, and cucumbers, along with a variety of fresh fruits. At Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we believe in providing our customers with the freshest and highest quality produce. Come visit us and taste the difference.
King Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class buildings and canopies. Did you know we do all kinds of metalwork? We offer a variety of decor available for purchase from other businesses. Designs range from holiday decor to sports to hobbies. Finished items can be wall hangings, outdoor garden decor, coffee tables, and so much more. If you are looking for address plaques, property signage, or awards plaques, King can make them. These are highly customized and durable products with your own street number, name, or event. A variety of fonts are available, and we can add our automotive-grade paint in a custom color, suitable for indoor or outdoor uses. Pricing varies. Call Joe Barnes at King Manufacturing. From design to completion.
Whether you enjoy the sunshine of summer with boating, jet skiing, UTV riding, hunting, or camping, the leaves falling in autumn, mowing lawn, gardening, or getting to that perfect nature walk, enjoying the Wisconsin snowfall, snowmobiling, traveling, or just driving up and down your driveway, enjoy every day worry-free. Call PT Tire and Service for all your automotive and recreational needs. Call 920-346-ORM-TIRE.
Come visit us today and discover the ease of your next home renovation. At Werner Harmsen, we offer a wide variety of furniture to suit any style and budget. Our selection includes sofas, chairs, tables, and more from classic to contemporary. Our pieces are crafted from high-quality materials. Looking for a statement piece or something more understated? We have something for everyone. The team at Werner Harmsen is here to help. Whether you're looking for design advice, product information, or support with your project, we're just a message away. Stop in and say hi at 116 East Main or call at 920-324-5091 or check us out on social media.
Welcome back here to Portage High School as we're getting here on the post-game show. I should probably hit the post-game button instead. There we go. And
Beautiful.
while you're Jordan, you give a little bit of a wrap-up. I forgot to bring in the bracket here so we can see kind of where we're at, and we'll see if we can also check the chat to see what's happening.
Yeah, so the winner of this one obviously moves on to the sectional final here in sectional number 2 in Division 3 of the WIAA State Volleyball Tournament. And the winner of that Aquinas and Cuba City match, which is in the third set, Jeff, at last check. So the winner of that will play against Laconia down at Richland Center. I would, if Aquinas wins that, here is my plea. Move that from Richland Center.
Yeah, please.
That is such a far drive for Laconia. Obviously, if someone from the Nekoosa side had won, it's obviously I understand why Richland Center was selected. It's kind of a central location, but for Aquinas, it's an hour and a half south. For Laconia, it's 2.5 hours southwest. So to me, let's play this thing in like Madison or something. Make it an hour and a half for both teams, and or I don't care. Columbus, right. I don't. It's just, to me, I think you could find something a little closer than Richland Center. But anyways, that Cuba City Aquinas match is probably in the third set, I would imagine.
It's in the
still.
4 sets. Aquinas won 2. They're up 2-1.
Okay.
In that. Thanks to Aaron Schreiber for putting that stuff in there. So we just got that update.
Yeah. So, and again, in the final coaches poll in Division 3, Aquinas was ranked number 1, Cuba City was ranked number 3, and Laconia was ranked number 5th. So, number 5th. Yeah, number 5. So there you go. That's how that shakes out. Look, when you get to a sectional final, I say this. I've said this a lot. I used to coach soccer, and you just get to a sectional final. You play on a neutral court, and you gave yourself a chance.
Right. It's really a state tournament game, right?
I don't really care what the rankings are. I really don't care what the stats are. You gave yourself an opportunity to see who's better in a one-game scenario. Lights are bright, and so I'm sure Aquinas and Cuba City would both love to knock Laconia out. 2 years ago, Laconia beat Lacrosse Aquinas in the state championship in basketball. Last year, they beat Cuba City in the state championship. So there's a lot of hatred, I'm sure, over on the western part of the state for the Laconia girls athletic department, and they would probably love a shot. Both teams would love a shot to take down Laconia. So we'll see. Obviously, it'll be a good match. I think Laconia is just so hard to deal with so many options offensively. You almost when you're preparing for this team, you talk about Addie McCauley, who was excellent tonight. She had 10 kills. You talk about Ava Engel, who might be their best player, one of their best players, and she had 7 kills tonight. And then you talk about Peyton Morgan, who's an excellent right side, and you talk about Tierney Madigan, who's a dominant middle. And you talk about all these players, and you're like, oh, man, they still have Finley Morgan.
Right, exactly.
Who's as good a middle as any.
Right.
And she's a sophomore. And then you talk about Josie Basler. Right. And then you talk about Aubrey Leonard, who's really come a long way, in my opinion, as a libero for this team. So it's just they're so multiple. I know we use that word with football teams when you just have so many options. And that's what Laconia can do. They can get you with power. They can get you with a little bit of finesse, and we saw that tonight with Ava Engel when she got going, a couple of tip shots and a couple of off-speed kills. So I think Laconia is so tough to deal with, and obviously, I cover the Flyway Conference.
Right.
I got the green shaded glasses on just a little bit in the playoffs because I want to see the Flyway Conference do well, and Laconia is the final team that's around. But even if I try to be as neutral as possible, this is a team that very well could be ranked number 1 in the state.
They are never out of system. You never get a bad rotation.
No, and when they are, they're so athletic.
Right. They are able to get it back in. And my interpretation there of system, just like you talked about, there is never a front row that's a problem where you're not going to get blocks up. There's never a defensive back row where they're not going to be grabbing digs or they're going to be able to grab solid attacks from the other team. They're not going to be able to get defensive balls. This team is an all-around team that just never gets a weak rotation there where you're saying, oh my, if they've got this perfectly lined up here, this other team is going to be in great shape. That doesn't happen with the Laconia Spartans.
Right, and I think they've just been so locked in. Talking to Coach Weiss earlier this year, she coined the term the Laconia lull, which was we just have a 15-point stretch where we don't play well.
Right, exactly.
And when you've won, in a 2-year stretch in the Flyweight Conference, they've lost a single set.
Right.
Sometimes, and again, this is not I love the Flyweight Conference. I would never talk bad about the Flyweight Conference. But when you're that much better, it seems, than everyone else in your conference, and again, that sounds bad, but maybe it's easy to let your mind wander and not quite be locked in. They're locked in right now.
Right.
It's just, this is a good Nekoosa team, 25-17, 25-23, 25-15.
Yeah.
It was dominant tonight. You mentioned the defense and the block. Samaya Hughes had 16 kills tonight, and that seems like a lot. It is a lot.
Not for her.
For her, that's a pretty
low number, right? Yeah.
Pretty
exactly.
meh
right.
night.
Right.
For everyone else, that's like
right.
you put that newspaper clipping up on the wall. But it was just a tremendous night tonight. Excellent for them. Final statistics: Engel with 7 kills. She had 6 aces. I sold her short down there. She had 6 aces tonight. Tierney Madigan with 7 kills. Peyton Morgan with 4. Finley Morgan with 10, and Addie McCauley actually had 11 kills. So I sold her short too.
Yeah.
And again, by my count, just 6 service errors. If they play that kind of volleyball on Saturday, they're going to have no less than a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think they do have a fantastic chance. While I got you here, Jordan, I want to thank you.
Yeah.
Rushing down here.
You bet.
Taking and doing this. Great job on the call. I couldn't have done it without you. I also got to give a shout out to Morgan, and I got to give a shout out to Maya thank you for running the cameras down there. You did a great job. I apologize to the fans here we had a second stream taking place over at CWC, and I was trying to help them get the sound working there. I thought I had Cameron Hatcher trained well enough to do the mixer, and I did not, or the computer and the producing, so unfortunately they didn't get their sound working over there. But talk a little bit about your flyway focus, if you would. Just touch on it quickly here
just
in the postgame.
trying to cover the fantastic athletes that we have in the Flyway Conference. It's obviously I'm biased. I grew up in the Flyway. I went to a Flyway school, and in my opinion, perhaps media coverage isn't quite what it used to be when I was in high school, and so I want to tell the stories of the Flyway Conference, and I take pride in covering sports that other media outlets are either not staffed to or unwilling to cover. Tennis, golf. Look, I was covering softball before it was before everyone else jumped on and followed the Laconia Spartans too. So we just flywayfocus.com is where we live. I'm not in love with the website just yet, but you can also follow us on YouTube or Spotify. And kind of my banner thing, my flagship thing would be the sports reports every morning, Monday through Saturday. Just a 3 to 5 to 6 minute thing, talking to coaches and talking to kids and taking you around the Flyway Conference. We don't miss anything on there, so I take great pride in that. So.
And you've done a fantastic job, and looking for anybody that can help you out in any way. So if you like what you see when you go to Jordan's website, I will tell you, my son says it's awesome. When he needs something from the Flyway Conference, he goes right to your website first. He doesn't go to any place else to grab stats, grab pictures, whatever it needs to be. He said that your website is phenomenal as far as the information and the quality of product that you're producing. So
thanks.
Thanks again. And we started at the same time, and I said we can get something going together. Well, we got it tonight, and we'll see what comes down the road as we continue to work.
It's a fun. This conference right now is it's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean.
Every sport has a state qualifier. It's just right.
Just
right there, right?
Yeah,
it's that awesome.
It's great. So it's been fun. So.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Also, I want to thank again all of my sponsors here. I can't do this, and I apologize to Verhaeg Furniture. I know that I don't think that all of their ads ran, so that's on me. I apologize you for that. But I've got your logo there, Luke and Logan Gans for doing so. I got to start out right at the top. King Manufacturing, Warren Bailey jumped on and was able to help me. You guys don't get these broadcasts. You don't get these shots without with all of these sponsors here. WDS and Ben Westra for joining us here. Werner Harmson was another one that jumped on right away and said that we've got your back, Jeff. So I love Tyler Schultz and Spencer Beek over there. I know I ran a couple of CWC Booster Club ads. Those weren't supposed to be there, but I do appreciate the fact that they're sponsoring us while we're broadcasting over at CWC. Haven't gotten the other booster clubs to jump on yet, but we'll take care of that as we get rolling here. I feel like, John Leonard at Thrivent Financial. He just came on board. Thanks again to him. I can't do this. And I tell everybody this so you understand the broadcast. And I know that there's only 53 of you on there, so thank you for staying with me. But my message is this, and I'm going to play my ad at the end. I have multiple purposes here. My first purpose is to bring glory to God in everything that I do, and I think I do that here. My second purpose is to make sure that I bring the attention, just like Jordan does to the flyway, I bring it to all of the athletes that we cover. I think that they don't get the coverage that they deserve. We love to give them the chance to speak and work on their communication skills, lifelong skill that they're going to need, and they do practice it because they never know who's going to be having to talk with us. And then I also want to promote the schools and the teams that we're covering, and again, I cannot thank Laconia enough. And Wayne Weber over there is the superintendent, and I work with Cody Moon, and I apologize that I'm drawing a blank. Is it Deb Yan? Is she the president? Who's the principal? Do you know the principal over there? I apologize. I am drawing a blank right now, but I thank the administration over at Laconia and the community. Of course, my brother, PT Tire and Service out of Brandon, he is a huge Laconia sponsor, and without him, again, he jumped on right away and said, Jeff, we believe in what you're going to do. It's not that I'm your brother. I believe that you're going to be bringing the attention to the kids that deserve it. And then the money that I get from the sponsors doesn't go to me. I don't get paid. Jordan's not getting paid to do this here. The students that were here get paid because I think that it's another lifelong skill to develop that passion with them. So that's where all of your donor money goes. I've had a blast bringing it to you. I apologize again that the quality was not quite to snuff where it will be. We will be putting in the paperwork to cover Laconia over at, I wonder if I got an update here from Cuba City is up 12-8. On Aquinas in the 4 set, that could go 5. So
I hope it does. If Laconia was out and Aquinas wasn't, a day and a half drive away, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't lacrosse wasn't so far away, I would have gone to see that because that is a state championship quality match. And it's
I still might twist your arm and see if we can figure out how we can pull this off. You can ride with me or whatever it happens to be. Yeah. And I know you got other possible commitments, so I'm gonna keep working on it because if you haven't done so, you need to put some claps in there for the great job that Jordan did on covering tonight. And I know Justin Schwartzmiller, he's going to be back. And I have to thank my son, who is back at our studio, giving us the propses here, texting me, telling me you still got your instant replay screen on, and constantly hollering at me to do those types of things. And if I wouldn't have been trying to text to try and get the sound at the other game, I would have done a much better job for you. But I will on Saturday. So I hope that you've enjoyed our broadcast here. I'm going to play 2 ads at the end. One is mine, and the other one is The Rock. The Rock is the place that allowed us to do our playoff showcases, our team showcases, and you were there with me on that as well, having all of these schools and their players come and talk to us about their sport and then really talk about their lives, which was more important. So, and I wanted to thank you for coming over there and doing that well. So we're going to be doing that here coming up in the winter. So subscribe to Jeff's live stream. Follow us here. Subscribe to the Flyway Focus. Take care. God bless. Can't wait to see you at a court near us. Jeff Sauer with Jordan King here on Jeff's live stream.
The Rock Golf Club combines a great golf experience with the unmatched beauty of the Waupun landscape. Originally built in 1927, many of the holes on the front 9 play as they were initially designed. Our seamless integration of friendly service and gorgeous natural surroundings is what will bring you back over and over. Bridges at the Rock is the perfect way to end your round. Join us for a relaxing atmosphere in a beautiful setting. Go online today and make a reservation. Better yet, swing out to the Bridges for a bite and a beverage. The Rock Golf Club, 700 County Park Road, Waupun, or call 920-324-2621.
Hello, this is Jeff Sauer with Jeff's Livestream. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Our purpose, first and foremost, is to bring glory to God.
Second is to draw attention to the student athletes, promote the great things they and their schools are doing, and promote the businesses and the people running them within our communities. Our mission is to create memories for student athletes, families, teams, and communities, as well as allowing for viewers to see their athletes or teams perform regardless of where the viewer is located. If you'd like to join us as a sponsor to help us fulfill our purpose and mission, feel free to give me a call at 920-345-2066 or email me at livestreamjeff@gmail.com. I'd love to talk.